We say what they can't radio.
The Lipstick Chronicles. It's the Lipstick Chronicles. The Lipstick Chronicles. The Lipstick Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? I
Hey,
am Toni.
I'm Monique.
And we are on the Lipstick Chronicles. We have a guest today. Nash, tell the people who you are.
Okay, how you doing, good people? My name is Nashon Tracey. Most of you that know me on social media as that. Anybody who knows me personally, just call me Nash on the Nashon.
Okay, so he is going to be joining us today while we are just, talking about some things. But before we move into that, is everybody good?
Yes.
Great, I'm magnificent.
Great.
Okay.
Yes.
So how was your weekend?
Okay, so Friday, me and a couple of my friends treated one of my friends for her birthday, and we decided to do something we never did before. We had to do something we never did before, so
Which
we
was
went
what?
and got sugar wax.
Oh, yes. How was that?
Yes. I almost
wax.
rather have pushed the baby out.
Really?
It was
So-
bad.
Okay, so let me ask
Yes.
you. Let me. So
Brazilian
did you get,
sugar wax.
Okay, because that's what I was about to ask. I was about to say, did you get the bikini or did you get the whole setup? So you did.
Brazil. Yes, it was so painful. It was unreal. Like, I couldn't really prepare for it. I watched the video in advance and I'm like, oh, that looked like it hurt. And I mean, I got my eyebrows waxed. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
That's a totally different type of
But
skin situation.
Yeah. And it was like, you couldn't prepare for it. You get in the room, the lady's like, she don't even leave the room. She's just standing there like, okay, take your everything down from the waist down.
So not like when you go to the GYN, they step out. They be like
Right,
everything
she
from the
would
waist
step
down, and
out.
then they leave outside.
She ain't
You
got
gotta be
time to
privy
play.
all of this, but
She didn't have
that's
time
all
to
right.
play.
That's all
She's
right.
like, okay, you're gonna just get on the table, which was funny because the table was kind of high, and I have a little height deficiency, so I had a problem getting on the table. So I had to like jump on the table, and then she's like, I'm sitting there like, okay, like I'm like a virgin or something, and she's like, okay, you're gonna lay down and you're gonna spread your legs like a diamond.
see, I was about to
like,
ask you that, so you had to
Like a diamond.
like a diamond,
Like a diamond.
like you about to do the scissor.
I ain't never heard that one before. Like a diamond.
She was like, diamond. I was like, I'm familiar. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, and she talked to me through the whole thing, but it didn't work. Just trying to have conversation.
You get to take your mind
Yeah,
off
and it
what
didn't-
was about to
It
It
happen.
didn't work.
Was
It
it-
didn't work
Right.
at all. Like none.
That's how
It
it
didn't work.
works.
And every snatch. It was too much. Like, you can't prepare for it. It's kind of like if somebody was like, the chiropractor was gonna like snap your neck and all of that, and you try to brace for it. You can't brace for this. She was like, okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna pull. And every time she snatched, it was like my whole body locked up, and I'm like, is it bleeding?
So
and she was like, no. And I'm like, you sure it's not
So,
bleeding?
when she did the initial snatch, right? Like, did she just like snatch, or snatch, pat, snatch, pat?
Snatch, pat. So she wet the whole area. Then she put the sugar wax on it and smoothly glides across, and it felt nice for a minute, but then it started, that motion was pulling. I'm
Okay.
like, all right, I'm about to reach my peak. I don't like nothing that hurts. And then she's like, okay, take a deep breath. That's snatch. And then she'll stop and like give you a second to regroup. And then she'll do the next one and do it again. It was like, okay, how long does it say? Because I'm
it
about
was
to
all
tap out.
gone,
I'm about to
girl.
do a left-sided Brazilian and just be done. And she was like, no. We'll be quick. And it was too much for me. It was like electrocution. It's like, no, I can't do this.
Did you
So
let
I
her-
ended up tapping out.
You did
I switched
not.
it. I switched it and went from the Brazilian. I was like, I'm gonna go for a bikini.
Really?
Like-
I mean, you was halfway there.
No.
Wait, hold on.
because-
So you have to actually do that and switch it midway?
I switched
I
it.
mean,
like,
but your
I switched.
landscaping is not going to be. But how your landscaping is now?
That she had to smooth it out to
See?
make it
This
a
is
perfect.
definitely like a girl thing for sure.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to understand, why do women want to do that? Like,
See, and I
what do
was
you?
gonna
Why?
ask you, did you let her get like the letters in the butt cheeks? But because you already stopped, I pretty
I
much figured
quit.
that. Girl,
I was like, do a
She said,
bikini
I
one.
quit.
I quit. So she was like, okay, so I have to make this nice. It's going to be like a nice tea, okay?
oh, she gave you a tea.
She gave me a tea.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I was like, she was like, you come back
Fellas,
in
I'm
4
totally
weeks.
oblivious.
You come back in 4
we
weeks. I'm
educate you.
like, she said she get men that come too. Men get waxed too.
Yeah, you got men that cleans up the
Yeah.
area.
Listen, man. Listen,
They clean
man. I
the
know.
grocery area and everything.
I know that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Listen, you gotta keep it. You know, your
Yeah, like military men, like they gotta be clean.
Oh yeah.
All of that.
Yep,
The whole
military
thing.
men.
So
It's nice. You know, you don't want to be doing that.
ooh, yeah. Yeah, she
Rummage
was like,
through no
she
forests.
told me come back in 4
Absolutely.
weeks. I was like, yeah, no.
You're not going back.
You give me your business information. I'll pass it around. No.
Was it expensive though?
Well, I did it on Groupon.
Oh,
the
Groupon is
Groupon,
so
So, you know, I always have a
with the
discount.
Groupon with a discount, it was like $29.
Really? That's good.
All of that. I figure you.
But I'm like, I really paid for somebody to hurt me like that. Like I felt so like I'm laying here in the diamond pose.
But the results
with-
afterwards is
Fellas,
nice.
I don't even know what the diamond pose is, but
Like
I'm gonna
this.
I'm gonna find out.
Like this, like
Take your
scissors.
leg, like she said, take your legs, open them, like you're gonna spread them like a butterfly. But she said diamond, so you get it?
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. I got you.
Well,
Yeah. So
sounds like you had a very eventful.
that ruined my whole night. Like my vibe was killed after that. Like I have never used the diamond pose and felt like this. I'm not happy about that. I went home. I took some Tylenol. I went to bed early.
Yeah, I was
just
gonna ask you if you
okay.
took something for that. That
But
sounded
how
like
do
it was painful, man.
Listen, well, how did you feel the next day though?
Silky smooth.
See, I mean, sometimes you gotta get a little bit of pain to get to the whole pleasure of it all.
Yep. You
But
gotta
it
go
just-
through hell to get heaven
I'm
sometimes.
telling you.
For a pretty picture, you shouldn't have to hurt like that. That just don't make
Listen,
no sense.
It happens.
No.
Well, I ain't do shit.
Well, it's off my
So-
bucket list, so I don't know what's
well,
next.
well, listen, hey, I want to get it done.
Okay, I'll give you her info.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, because I'm not going
Now,
back.
where's this place anyway, True?
It's on 24th Street between 6th and 7th.
Oh, Lower Manhattan.
Okay, cool. Definitely, I definitely keep that in mind. So,
I'll give you the info too if you want to.
if you want to hook it up,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
so we're gonna get into our trending topics, our trending highs and lows. You know what? I haven't since we first did this. I haven't done a Black excellence. So I'm gonna categorize this under Black excellence.
Okay.
So, Jay-Z and Meek Mills, they have come together to create a reform foundation, for people that have been wrongfully, incarcerated and things like that. Like people get sentenced and the whole sentences does not match the
Don't
crime.
fit the crime.
Right.
So they got together with a couple of well-to-do
Yeah.
people.
Some NFL owners.
Yes.
Some business personalities. And,
So I know for me, I think it's great that they're using their star power to do that, especially for our Black and brown people. I don't feel
definitely is needed.
I love Jay-Z.
Yes, I appreciate what she has done, Kim Kardashian, but I just appreciate it more from our folks. Unfortunately, there has been some people that are not receptive to it. Like, are really kind of like, oh, well, like, look who they are. They made music in the past about X, Y, and Z, pushing agendas, and now all of a sudden they want to be the ones to step up and do this.
At least they're doing it though. Like at least they're doing it.
Yeah, but then we get into the debate about whether music is it reality or is it just something that's fictional, and then that's when we blur the lines. But at the same time too, somebody says on their song to jump off the roof. What, you gonna jump off the roof? I mean that's what you have. That's what you're supposed to have. Your parents, and you're supposed to have certain elders or certain family members to guide you. So.
At least Jay-Z cares. He
Okay.
did spend half his life in jail, so he still cares, even though that wasn't
And I
what he
think,
went
and
through.
I think the people that's kind of looking at it from that angle to say that they used to do this, and now all of a sudden they want to turn around to do that. I mean, come on, everybody has to grow at some point.
And that's my whole thing. Like, you know, when you're younger, your whole mind frame is different. You do things, you may do stupid things. You know, you just do like you live life, you make mistakes.
You
but,
live life reckless.
Right.
When you're young, you're reckless.
Exactly. So people do grow, and you have to acknowledge that. You can't hold people accountable for what they've done in their past. And, you know, and I feel it's wrong for people to do that. And being that they are people who had songs, you know, spotlight in certain ways of life, and then they're turning around like, hey, listen, you know, like, we've moved away from that. This is what we are going to do. I think that that's good.
I think that's good too. And then you can't even blame them for putting that out there if that's their material to put out there. For, when you're rapping around what? Your experiences, right?
That is correct.
And that's their experience that they give into, that they share with us. And we're obviously buying the albums and the material, so they're meaning that we want to hear the experiences that, because we can relate, because some of us go through it.
Right.
So to have somebody that can relate to your situation come up with some kind of prison reform right now, I think that's good, because regardless of what anybody says, what they used to do in the past, I mean, who says that you have to be a total good angel before you could act on a good deed?
Right.
I mean, sometimes, like we just said, we have to go through hell before we could get heaven. So they went through their hell, and then this is their way of returning and saying, hey, you know, I went through it, this is the way I want to give back, and who's to judge that? It's going to benefit maybe your kids, your grandchildren, and your children, your grandkids after the fact. So why even scoff at it, man? Why
People
even
never
look down?
satisfied.
Never.
It's not.
Never, always critical.
Like anything he try to do, it's like, oh, but he didn't do this. Oh, but he didn't do that. Oh, what about this with Marcy? Like,
No, I mean, those things happen, and that's the past, man. I mean, we want, you know, so Tony, like I explained to you, even coming here, and I told you my little situation, man. Everybody got their little trials and tribulation, and nobody wants to go through prison. And there's a lot of innocent people in jail.
Yes.
You know, I remember being 19 and going through something, and I was totally innocent, and I still got railroaded, and I still had to hold assault in the second degree, aka attempt murder, and that did not look good on your paperwork when you're going to look for jobs. Legitimately, it doesn't. It just makes you look like a criminal, and but in no shape, form, or fashion, when you go look for a job, they're gonna know that you're innocent, which everybody knew I was, but the system have a way of putting you in a situation that way. So at 19 years old, for me, was either this. It was either I was going to do 3.5 to 7 years for something that I totally didn't do. And by the way, they had the weapon, which they could have took the fingerprints and they did not. And another way we had disadvantages that when we don't have money to pay for lawyers,
that's
and
what's gonna be
we got
legal aid.
legal aids that don't
Yes.
give you the right, don't give you the right
Representation,
guidance
yeah.
or representation. You end up being in a situation like mine. So here is, I'm 19 years old. It's either I'm doing 3.5 to 7 for attempt murder, assault in the second degree, a stabbing that I didn't do, but then yet still, I'm like, I'm not doing that. Oh, but then yet still, if I go to trial
And blow.
then you don't know
and blow
what
my
could
trial,
happen.
my trials, they was looking like 7 something to 15 or something. Some is like, so here it is now. So what's offered to me is that either you're gonna do the 3 to 7, or you're gonna take your chances at trial where you could potentially blow 7 doing a 15. I didn't want to take that chance, so what was on the table for me, and only because I informed them that, you know, I got accepted to some colleges and I was doing some good things, and I was in a critical thinking class that Spike Lee kind of generated, and my high school was picked to be part of that program, and I was one of the students in it. So those things helped save me at the time when I was supposed to be going away, when they were supposed to be sending me away. They said you could produce those documentation and prove to us that, you know what I mean, that you can actually be productive and be an asset to society opposed to being a menace, then we're going to try to see what we could do for you. And I produced everything that I said I had, and I got, so now the stickler is now, so, okay, we'll let you go, but you'll have to take 5 years probation with the attempt murder. And
So you're still not free.
So it's like, yes, I was never free. So it's like, here it is. I'm 19 years old. I want to take the risk of blowing and doing 7 to 15 for something I totally didn't do.
Right.
But then yet still, I don't want to be out here free with 5 years probation. But the key word is that I would be free. 19 years old, I took that. And then when I took that, I ran into a situation where I couldn't find any employment. So what I started to do, I do what I see the rest of my boys and everybody else do, sell drugs. I ended a relationship. A relationship ended up being destroyed behind it, then going everything that start going downhill. But to be involved with something like that, it wasn't something my cup of tea. I was never comfortable with selling drugs. I only did it as a means of trying to survive. And then when things go all the way left and people lose lives, then you start to look around and tell yourself, is it really worth it?
Right.
And obviously to this day it wasn't back then, and it still isn't now. But I'm gonna say this: I did go down to the probation officer downtown Brooklyn, 3-piece suit. I remember coming back from Virginia, kind of hustling, doing my thing, and I said, you know what? That time, anything didn't go wrong for me. But I'm just like, this is not me, man. Going back and forth. I wanted a regular 9 to 5. Went down there in my suit. I don't know who this lady was, but I asked her if she worked in there. She said, yeah, I work here. And I said, I need your help right now. I don't have a probation officer. I'm not on parole or anything like that. I'm just an average Joe coming in here, and I like to speak to someone because I want to give you guys some advice in dealing with people in my case. I went to jail for something I didn't do. So what I'm presenting to you is that I need some assistance. If I don't get the assistance that I'm at my wit's end, if I don't get the assistance that I need, then I'm going to have to turn to something that you guys are forcing me to be right now. And I'm like, I don't have any way of surviving. I don't want to sell drugs. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to make sure if I don't get the help, first of all, I went to jail for something I didn't do. So I'm like, basically, y'all going to help me out. I'm going to make sure I'm the biggest, baddest mofo in Brooklyn. That's how that's going to go down. Without a care in the world, y'all going to be working extra hard and doing mad overtime because of me. Remember, I told you that.
I know she was like, wow.
Yeah. And I said, yeah. And I'm dressed nice and speaking eloquently to you right now, but don't believe for a second when I don't get that help, I'm gonna turn it up in these streets later on. I'm gonna leave a letter for you guys and let you know your system is crappy and why I did this, and I'm gonna make sure I take out some key people for y'all. I promise you that. I did say that.
That was very threatening.
Yeah, it really was.
Very.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? It was very threatening, but at the same time wanted to be heard. She was smoking a cigarette, looking left and right. She stopped that. That cigarette butt got on the floor, and it was just, oh, really? Yeah, now you hear me now. That's the pain I was feeling. What I was going to really act on it? No, not necessarily. I wasn't going to act on it, but I wanted to feel it's that important. And if you had somebody sitting in my situation, they could actually act out on that. What would you guys say then? I mean, she gave me advice to go to the Supreme Court. I got a certificate of relief for disability. That helps some. But they still look at you as you're a criminal. So.
Yeah, because when you go out here for jobs and stuff like that, you have that blemish on your record. A lot of people, they're not going to hire you. They're not going to take you. They're going to look at you as a felon, and then that's going to be it. And I've seen situations where, just like dating people, and they're going out there and they're getting jobs and they're getting on the job, but then once that background check comes back and your past pops up, it's like, okay, well, no. Then, you have people telling you, well, you could go down and get, what is it called?
Certificate of relief for disability.
That's what it is?
Hey, you have another one called something conduct.
Because I know it's something that's supposed to be like dismiss something or something. I don't know what it is.
Disposition?
Yes, that.
The system is just full of so much stuff because even at the age of 16 years old, I went to jail for assaulting a police officer. Yeah, I did. For assaulting an officer. And that was mainly because I watched an officer come out of nowhere and knock my brother out. So my natural reaction is to jump in. So I don't want nobody thinking I'm just going around, real reckless.
Violent,
and
right.
Violent and just jumping on stuff. I saw a police officer knock out my brother. I just came onto the scene. My natural reaction was to jump in. I was 16 years old, was supposed to be sealed. I went looking for a job many years after the fact. All of a sudden,
it came up.
I'm like, how is this? And I'm supposed to be 16. That was sealed. I'm like 20 plus now. What's going on? So the system works for who wants to work.
So sealed is not really sealed.
Sealed is not really sealed in my book, man. It really isn't. I do notice that when certain people do get in trouble, famous or not, you still see these things come up just because they want to highlight to figure out this is how the person started.
Like paint a picture,
They paint the picture so they would bring it out, whether they say it's sealed or not. Mine wasn't sealed, evidently, if they sent me. So it's a lot of loophole with the judicial system, man. It's not programmed and it's not really for us in a sense. So we have to find ways of trying to fix it ourselves. That's why I applaud Jay-Z, Meek Mills, and the others that's associated with the Prison Reform Alliance. And I wish we had this like 20 and 25, 30 years ago when, but you know what? We can't say that now. It's here now, and we're going to do it we could do it for our kids and our grandchildren moving forward, and hoping that nobody have to go through the things that we went through in the past, because some people was not strong. I'm telling you that I know there's people that wasn't strong enough to just hold on to say there's going to be a better day. And, I stuck to it. I ended up eventually getting a job. And even then they still sent letters talking about you're not supposed to be working. I went to court again and I fought. That time I was just a security guard. Oh my God. I had to fight for a $9 an hour paying job. And I'm like,
How?
and I gave you every document I could, and you're like, no, you got a felony. How? But you guys knew this. I gave this. So it's like, it makes for a very frustrating experience, man. Sometimes it's very demoralizing. You feel like you see jobs and you feel like, man, I'm not going to be qualified, because is that going to become a question for me? I've seen jobs where I've worked, and then all of a sudden my background check comes up, and it's like, we never had the discussion, so I'm let go. Or it's like I'm just totally ruled out from the gate because I have a felony. I have this one guy tell me, why would I hire you with a felony, same skill set, and have another individual with the same skill set as you without the felony? Who you think I'm going to hire? I'm going to hire the person that doesn't have it. Told me straight up, Caucasian guy.
But when you fill out an application and they do ask you about stuff like that, and it's like you say no, it's still going to come back. But I wonder if you say yes, and then they have the lines where you need to explain a little about what happened. Do they ever, like, after the fact, review the application and then say, well, come and talk to me a little further about this felony or, conviction that you had?
At this job that I'm working with a nonprofit organization that, right now. I've been with them for 13 years. When I started, actually February 19th, going to be 14 years. When I was initially asked the question, I know, we're trained in that situation. When you go to different programs, you have some good programs that when you're dealing with incarceration, you're coming out, you're trying to work like Grants Association. You also have the Fortune Society, and you have America Works. You have a few things that try to, few organizations that try to help you put you back on your feet when you do come out and try to transition. I don't want to give anybody the impression that I was locked up for a very long time, because it wasn't a situation where I was locked up a very long time. It was a serious crime. It was in the news, in the newspaper, and somebody nearly lost their life. But the thing is that they were holding on to the wrong person, and the wrong person was convicted of the crime. And I just feel like if this could happen to me, how many more other innocent people are in jail pleading their cause? How many?
Nash, how long was you locked up for?
I'm gonna say collectively with all of that stuff, just a few months.
Okay.
It wasn't like I did no bids or nothing like that. It was just a situation where I kept on going to court, or I got remanded and things like that. Complications with the court case. Then on top of that, we went through the whole court case. These guys claimed that they went almost through a whole year and didn't know I was 19 years old. Oh, we gotta charge you for like you're an adult now. We didn't know you was 8. We didn't know you were 19 or almost a whole year. Y'all didn't know I was 19 years old and everything's clear as day. It works for who wants to work.
That don't even sound right. That excuse don't even sound right.
Yeah, exactly. So first they were looking to give me 6 months, 3 months, and you might just get. Then all of a sudden, like, we found out you're 19 years old. You're going to get charged as an adult. Now we're looking at 3.5 to 7. I'm like, wow. So how we go from 6 months to 4 months? So all of a sudden now we talking about 3.5 to 7. Wow.
I wonder how long you have to be out of jail before people forgive you. Like if you did something when you was 15, let's just say you spent about 10 years in jail. It started when you was about 15, 16. Now you 30-something years old and you trying to get your life together. Y'all still gonna hold this against me from what I did when I was a kid? Like, yeah,
and it's not fair. It's definitely not fair. I mean, can you imagine I didn't do it and I have to play the role for the rest of my life as if I did do it?
Right.
It plays on your psyche. You know what I mean? You're just always telling yourself, like, man, I'm really suffering for something that I didn't do. But at some point, you just gotta You just gotta man up and say, you know what, I'm over the hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that hurt only comes from when you know you have good intentions. You know what I'm saying? You have good intentions on doing better, and not only for yourself, but you know when you're doing good, when you're doing better for yourself, you have plans to do better for other people behind you as well too. I'm not a selfish person. If I think it'll do better for myself, I'm also looking at the people behind me as well.
So when you came home and everything and you were just getting yourself together, how long did it actually take for you to find a job?
It takes a while. I remember going on 2 to 3, probably even 4 interviews in one day. I remember hopping a turnstile to do interviews because I didn't have any more money to do interviews, and I was just going that hard. The thing about it is that in that scenario, there's going to be things that break you. You won't even fall victim to your own self-thought in that situation, but you have to keep things and keep people and keep things that you know that's going to motivate you at some point and uplift you. So I always just had that lumberjack mentality that I already know that you can't take down oak tree one swing. You have to do it multiple swings. Ever since I adopted that philosophy, it was like my life kind of worked out a little bit better in kind of like hacking and trying to like kind of overcome that obstacle. So I just figured every chop that I make now, I just won't be sitting down there putting my eggs all in one basket. And when you're in that situation, you cannot put your eggs all in one basket. Keep chopping. Best thing for you to do is to, when you come out, is to try to get some kind of local resource. Everybody has a workforce program around their areas.
And you know what? Not to cut you off, like a lot of people they don't know, because the workforce has a lot of programs where they give you government funds to go to like training programs and things like that. And if you don't know
OSHA
people,
classes,
if people are not, talking to you and telling you things, or you're not researching it, you're never gonna know. But yes, the workforce.
What about probation officers? They don't. That's not a part of things that they
that is part of it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, in dealing with some of the parole officers and the probation officers, they in some cases they don't really care. Right. Some cases they do care. In some cases they don't care. They're getting a check just like anybody else. And if they feel like you appear hopeless or you don't look like you don't look like you're going somewhere, then it's regular for them. It's regular. But you have people that do their job and go above and beyond. Right. So and then you have some people that just do the bare minimum. But it's not about them, it's more about you. Right. It's always going to be about you and your response to it. And when I say not so much about your responsibility, but your respondability. Your ability to respond in this situation, that's what's going to take you out of it. It's not going to be your mother, it's not going to be your father, it's not going to be your girlfriend, it's not going to be your boyfriend, it's going to be you, the man in the mirror, or the woman in the mirror, I should say.
But you would think that they would be the main ones, like, trying to have your back, like, like, they make or break if you end up back in jail sometimes sooner than later. Like so you just get home, I'm here to help you stay on the right path. I'm going to give you this info. This place, you need to check this place out for this and that. And if you're having a problem, you need to come back to me. Like, why would they not want to make sure you don't end up back where you just came from?
Because I think in some fair assessment and looking and dealing with some parolees or people that's on probation, you feel like, you got no ambition. I could see it in him.
Just judging you.
Just judging off the bat. Prejudging you. And I ain't gonna lie, some guys call it on themselves. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the way you coming in there. You come in there, your pants is sagging. You coming in there still acting like you still on the corner. Like, and I can't blame them, because then I see you coming like that. Imagine you working on the other side of it. You're telling yourself, this boy or this girl ain't got no learning to learn. Nothing's ever gonna change them. And I could see them being human and saying that. So it's like, I don't want to just be like, yo, they sitting here and parole officers or probation officers just being mean. But they best probably see, like, you're not in position to save yourself right now. I'm going to do the minimum and put the effort to people that figure that can save themselves in this situation. But there's a lot of programs out here, even more so than how it was back in the days. You have a lot now that guys can go to, opportunities to change that around.
There are, I know, I've heard of one called Man Up. It's in
Yes,
East,
yes.
it's in East New York. They offer job search, and they do have programs. They do offer the OSHA stuff as well.
Right.
You know, I don't know about all of the programs that they have available, but they do have a few things. You know, so I just think the best for when people have been incarcerated and they're trying to, you know, get back into society. These are the things that they need to look into and just try to do. It's hard. I know it's hard, you know, because you do feel a little discouraged when you get the door slammed in your face a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, it's very discouraging.
Yeah.
Very discouraging, but you have to find the courage. See, the thing about it is that the fire in you has to burn brighter than the fire around you. So you gotta definitely make that and keep that in mind. The fire within yourself definitely have to burn hotter than the fire around you. And I did that for myself, you know what I mean? Because it's easy to get engulfed in that, to be feeling defeated, and when you go out days and months, and you feel like you're not going anywhere. See, one of the problems that we make sometimes, that we feel like we could do everything ourselves. So your best bet in that situation, if you're just coming out or something, you want to refer to like maybe a family friend or a family member or even a friend that may know some resource or may know somebody. There's nothing wrong with calling, making a phone call or asking if you know somebody that knows somebody. See, that's our problem. When our culture, we just so much in this
So prideful. Yes.
And I ain't gonna ask him or her, but why not ask him or her if it's gonna take you out your current situation? You're not being productive right now. You don't feel good about yourself. So how can you? That's not living life. Life is living you. When you're doing it from that perspective, life is living you. How could you?
So let me ask you this, because I know that you have something that you do on the side as well. You have your own little thing, right?
Oh yeah, I got my own little team.
Yeah. So just let the people know, because you do have events and things like that. So just let everybody know like what you into, what are you doing besides working your 9 to 5?
Well, besides me, working my 9 to 5, which I'm definitely working with the how can I say it, the misfortunate or the homeless. I work great with those guys. Aside from that, I do events every now and again. I am a party promoter every now and again when I choose to. I'm not very consistent, but when I do events, they're going to be different and they're going to be worth your time and it's going to be worth your while. So I do have an event coming up, April. I think the bottom of April or maybe the beginning of May, a dashiki party.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Okay.
Every time I do a party, it'll be something different, man.
Okay, so everybody gonna come in they garb and everything.
Yep, that's right. Yep, better come in there, Wakanda forever. Wakanda
So,
forever.
do you have any partners, or you do it by yourself? Is solely your thing that you do? Or?
Basically, I don't have any solid partners, I should say. I have business associates that where if I decide I want to do an event and if they want to hop on to do an event, then we're going to work through that. I'm the only thing that stays consistent in that Magnificent Group Entertainment thing, if anybody ever really noticed. I'm the only thing that stays consistent in it. But however, I'm not ever opposed to working with other people if they want to work. So that's how I work.
So how did you decide that you wanted to go into promoting parties and planning events and stuff?
Oh man, because naturally I'm an introvert, so I had to find. I tried to find something that I know was going to put a fire under my ass a little bit. Something that I know I was going to be passionate about, and I knew something that I know was going to enjoy and be lucrative at the same time. So,
okay.
As a man, I like to party sometimes. So, don't know already. So, so man, enough can't party up. So I love to party every now and again. So with that being said, it only made sense. I'm like, I can do this.
Okay.
So every party has a theme?
Yeah, from now on, every party. It wasn't always like that, but actually the last party I did was supposed to be my last party. It was supposed to be my outro, but
I didn't know that was your last party that you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Why though?
Wait, hold up. A lot of people don't know that was supposed to be my last party. That 80s, 90s throwback party was supposed to be my last party. But how could it be when it went so well and everybody's crying out that they want to see more? So we're just going to move. We're just going to advance and start doing theme parties moving forward. And that's how it is. It will be nothing regular coming out from my camp as far as what that is concerned. There will always be something special in there. So don't be surprised you see You see that dashiki party. Next thing you know, I'm telling y'all, I want to see y'all dressed up like Marvel versus DC. Don't be surprised. I tell you, I want you looking like straight up like in the 70s. Come with your afro wigs and your bell bottoms. Yeah, I'm that type of promoter. I'm switching it. From the norm, man. I'm not trying to say that these things haven't been done before, but I'm going to definitely do it. I'm going to put my imprint on it. So.
Can you imagine a party full of superheroes? Oh my God.
So I got some wild themes that I'm gonna be pushing out there, man. So we gonna see.
So now that you have an idea of the things that you want to do now, do you think you'll do it more often? Because you said you really didn't have any type of structure. You would just do it, I guess, whenever the mood hits. So you think you're gonna do it more often now?
I don't know if it's going. I only try to do it when I know people want it. You know what I'm saying? SFP.
Okay.
I'm something for the people. Once I hear people talk, most of the time how it work is when people come to me and be like, "Hey, man, when you do another party, I ain't see. Come on, man, let's." And I'll be like, "You really? Okay, all right, let's go. That's not on my radar right now, but
Right.
Let's make a party happen. I got it." So, but if I see that the theme party is something that people actually want more of, then I'll do it more consistent. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I got other things that I'm trying to work on privately. So.
Oh, okay, well, since you said privately, I ain't
Yeah,
gonna pry
privately.
it. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna pry and
Yeah,
ask you, what
privately.
are those things?
I got some things coming, man. You know, I'm not quiet for no reason, man.
got
I got
something
some
cooking?
things. Got something cooking, man. Believe that when I tell you, man. I don't think I'm quiet for no reason at all, man.
Well, I mean, I think that's good. You know, you have to have your hands in different pots, you know, to really get a feel of exactly what you want to do and what works well for you.
Yep.
And stuff. So, you know, that's cool. Definitely will be looking forward to,
So bus
stuff.
rides as well too.
Oh,
Bus
yeah,
rides.
he does. Yeah.
Bus
Like,
rides too.
okay.
Actually, I
I've
was
been on a
supposed to
bus
have.
ride in years.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah,
bus
so
rides.
be on the lookout too, man. We're gonna be doing something for Nordic Lodge at Mohegan Sun
Oh, yeah,
as
going
well.
back to Mohegan Sun?
Yeah, we're gonna go back to Mohegan Sun this time with the North. Actually, it's gonna be Nordic Lodge and Mohegan Sun. So we're gonna be doing a bus ride doing that too. It's gonna be quite expensive, ladies and gents. I'm letting you know the
Nordic
tickets.
Lodge is the place where
gonna
you
be
used to eat, right?
Yep. It's
Oh,
gonna be
Lord.
them tickets gonna be like 120, 140. So I'm just letting you know, guys.
Okay. I mean, look, it is what it is.
When you go to Nordic Lodge, wear some pants with elastic because you're going to need space for all the food
Yeah,
that's there.
yeah, it's
like,
gonna be a lot of seafood and all
yeah.
that stuff there. So we'll see.
That's what you should do too.
What?
Like a whole seafood. You know how they do like the whole seafood thing?
But that's mainly that Nordic Lodge trip
It's
is gonna be
mainly-
mainly predicated
Okay.
on the food.
Okay.
That the casino just gonna be like an added bonus to it. So,
I care about the food.
you can't do nothing after you eat. Just roll.
That's all I care about is the food.
and to be
just
honest
roll
with you,
back to the bus.
I'm even thinking about if the casino gonna make sense to me
can't
because I
make it.
know I just had a whole bunch of seafood last night. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm like, you don't want to do shit after that. Like,
Listen, you wanna.
You need a room to lay down after that, after
Yeah.
you eat there. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do nothing after you eat there. Just
See, I've
roll
never been
out.
there,
Just
so
roll
I
out
don't know.
and roll back to the bus.
Yep.
Loosen your pants even more and just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. You can't go shopping. You can't do nothing. Like, you just can't.
Oh, and let me say one more thing too. I'm working on something for the kids too, man. I want everybody to think it's
Okay.
just adult fun. So
Okay, that's good.
we're working on little things here and there, man. We got something for the kids coming up as well too.
Oh, do you know what it is, or you don't want to share? Or...
Only because I'm working with somebody and I have to make sure that what we
Okay.
discuss is solidified before I can even put that out there. So
Okay, well, definitely let me know, especially when it's stuff for the kiddies.
oh, for sure.
Definitely.
You have an event page that we could follow?
No, I don't have an event page, so like quote unquote, but I do have a page you can follow. Nashon Magnificent Trey. That's on Instagram and on Facebook.
Okay.
That's good. So, is there anything else we want to throw up in there?
Well, I'm be looking forward to Nordic Lodge. I'm definitely
Greedy ass.
I'm gonna be waiting. Seafood. Got some good sweatpants I could wear. So I'm
All right, well, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the whole themed event thing. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's
Give
cool.
people something to, want.
I just
Like,
want to
instead
know
of just a
anytime you hear
party.
that I'm doing a party, just say to yourself, "Oh boy, what we coming to look like next?"
I mean, it's good
that's
because
what I
people
want.
always,
Right.
want to play dress up and want to do. You don't want to always just come in your old regular
Yeah, exactly.
type of,
I've done that. You realize, man, actually, next year be like 10 years I've been doing parties, man. And somebody said 10 years.
It's been that long?
Yeah.
I
So you
remember
need a
when y'all
10-year anniversary party.
I
then.
remember
Yeah,
when
so
y'all
don't
used,
worry.
when you started at the lab, doing little shit at the lab.
Yeah.
I
The
remember
lab.
The
Oh, my
lab.
God.
Yes.
Yo,
Ooh,
the lab.
the lab.
That shit is gone now.
Lab gone now.
Yes, they tore it down.
But that party was a dope party. But you know, like I said, I only do these events only because guess what, man? Nobody's not promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I like to enjoy the company of my friends and family.
Yeah.
And coworkers as well too. So and you never know, man. I'm just in kind of a little nostalgic, and I feel like have people close to you. You never know when you're gonna lose them.
That's true.
And I hate to hear that when, oh man, me and this person was supposed to do this and that. Y'all never did it, and this person's not here anymore. How do you
Yeah.
feel now?
Yeah, that's true.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda type of
Yeah,
conversations
and I've
going.
seen people feel that way, and I've put myself in their shoes, and that feeling alone is what help me promote parties and want to do things and put us together, because I'm like, that gotta be a crazy feeling. Y'all was supposed to go where, and that happened. You said no, and if I was you, I'd feel like crap. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to. Sometimes you don't have to actually go through the experience yourself to have to feel it.
Right.
I like learning from other people's experience. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, you don't have to always be stuff that you learn from your own accord.
Yeah, so
it
I'm like,
saves
I'm
you a
not
lot of
doing
shit.
that. I'm gonna make sure I have events where I can have people coming in, because we're gonna have pictures, we're gonna drink, we're gonna do everything like that. So God forbid something should happen to me or somebody else, we did this. I should die, y'all gonna celebrate. I better have a party at my funeral.
You want everybody jumping up.
It has to be festive, so you know.
Listen, I mean, it's cool. And I think, also just as a people, to see more of us doing things for ourselves, because I feel like more so now than before, like a lot of us is stepping down and just really creating spaces and things for ourselves. And I think that that's dope as hell.
Yeah, and it's the way how it's supposed to be. You know, I mean, we're getting more cojones as a community and culture, and I'm feeling that. So we need to do more of that. And I just want to say for the guys out there that just coming home or getting yourself in trouble that you figure you can't get out, there's always hope, man. Only thing I'm going to tell you, don't hang in there. Just hold on tight, baby. Don't hang in there. Hold on tight.
You definitely can't give
because you guys have more programs and more opportunities to change it around more than I did. And if I could do it and come this far, work for a non-for-profit organization where I could give back to, to people, and I feel good about doing it. Honestly, man, if somebody say, why you at the same job for 14 years? And, that's all right. I'm good at what I do, and there's you gotta love what it is that you do, and I love what it is that I do. Of course, I won't voice that at work.
No,
and
don't
let
do
y'all
that.
know that I love my job. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that, but do know I love my job, and I'm passionate about it, man. I'm passionate about my clients and things of that nature.
And
people
especially
need
the population that you deal with too. Sometimes it can be a hard population to deal with, and a lot of times people don't want to deal with them. But
yeah, they don't want to deal with them, and it's sad because then they feel left out, and
that's true.
And those things lead to further drug abuse, suicides, things of that nature, man. So who wants to get put in that situation? So
yeah,
so I just want to say, guys out there, there's programs out there. You're coming out looking at stuff like you just said Man Up program.
Man Up program
That's
in
cool.
East New York.
You could also look into stuff like America Works. You're looking for a job.
I hear that a long time.
Yeah, America Works is a little old school, so
Yes.
America Works, they send you out there with a messenger job. Hey, a messenger job is better than nothing at all.
Yeah, that's true.
It's better than nothing at all. So America Works, and then you have Fortune Society. Those guys, they're very good as well too. They teach you how to the proper business etiquette, how to write, and how to talk on your interviews. I mean, there's a whole bunch of resources out there that you can use, but you just have to put yourself in position to kind of like seek out and find this stuff. You have the internet now, man. Internet wasn't so prevalent back in the 90s.
It sure enough wasn't. And you know what's so funny? It's funny that you said that for especially like with people either just coming home, or even people that have had like certain things like homelessness, drug abuse. There's programs tailored just just for them. I remember I took a course to become a KSAC, and it was really for people like with disabilities, ex-drug users. You know, I was just like, yeah, I got a disability. I ain't really, but I was like, yeah, I got a disability.
Yeah,
so I could get that grant, and you go down to Vested, and they do. So that's also something that you can go. Vested is down in the State Building on Hanson, right across from Atlantic Mall. You know, go in there also and see if maybe they could do stuff to help you. And they definitely cater, like I said, to people that just came home from jail, people with history of substance abuse and things like that. So it's stuff out there, it's resources. You just really gotta, just search for it. But it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there, man. I mean, you can't just come with a defeated attitude, man. I mean, I want to say before you even get to that point of searching anything, you need to find your heart first, man. So because without that passion in your heart, you're not going to get anywhere. Find that first, man. First, give yourself a chance. First and foremost, give yourself a chance. Cause I've seen guys come defeated, like I know I've spoken to guys before, like, no, this is not gonna work. I tried this and keep trying, man. You gotta have a lumberjack mentality, fellas.
That's
you gotta
true.
have a lumberjack mentality out
positive.
there, man. Keep chopping. You never know which chop is gonna take the oak tree down. Because believe me, when I chop, and when I chopped one of the times, and when I landed my gig, I didn't know that was the chop that was gonna do it for me.
Wow. Okay.
I just continuously chopped, and I had, instead of me chopping and like, you gonna fall yet? It doesn't work that way. I mean, you have some people that they're blessed with it. They could get stuff off the first, off the rip. Yeah. But then all of us are not so blessed.
That's true.
So those of us that's not so blessed or talented in that area, hard work trumps that. Chop, 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 chop. You never know what chop is going to take the oak tree down. Doom. When it does, I'm pretty sure that's a liberating feel. I know it was for me.
All right, that's cool. That's what's up. You, Miss Lady. Because while we talking about the things that he has going on, don't you have something to share too? Something that is recently.
Oh yes.
Really? What we sharing?
So I had the opportunity to become associate producer on a short film for a friend of mine.
Okay, congratulations.
Yes, that was something that just kind of like, it wasn't my intention. It wasn't my plan at all. Mm-hmm. It just came about with me talking to him about, trying to find some venues to do something that he's working on. And I'm like, well, let me see if I can help you find somewhere and stuff like that. Like, You never know. It just like, we just happened to conversate about it. I was like, well, let me see what I can do. I just happen to be able to help. And my help landed me
in the director's chair.
With the opportunity to put something nice on my resume besides, the 9-to-5 stuff. I'm trying to build that other resume.
No, I get you.
The other resume, because my 9-to-5 is just, I'm treating that like my money laundering thing. Like I'm get the money from there and I'm gonna filter it to do what I really love to do.
I know, trust me.
That's how I stay sane in my 9-to-5.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the money from there, go and flip it and do something else with it that I really want to do. That'll make me,
Right.
And I'm hoping from this opportunity that I get a chance to do what I really want to do, which is turn my book into a movie. So that's my next mission.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took a break from like a lot of stuff. I spent a lot of time thinking over the holiday. I really didn't do much of nothing but just thinking. Then I noticed I was getting a little too comfortable and a little too lazy. And I'm like, okay, my wheels ain't spinning like they should be because I'm just kind of like, I'm going to work and coming home. I'm just laying down. I'm watching TV. I'm watching other people that's getting checks off of me, watching them. Like, okay, now I'm starting to play myself. So being so uncomfortable, I'm like, you know what? The fact that you're comfortable that means you're not doing what you need to do.
Right.
So I got to get it together. And usually when I'm in an uncomfortable place, that's because I'm trying something new.
Okay.
It's a challenge for me because I don't like to not tamper with things that I don't know and that's not comfortable for me. But I'm not going to grow if I don't.
Right.
So the fact that I'm getting ready to touch stuff that scares me, I know this is what I need to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared.
Yeah, it's all
everything
about coming
I'm getting
out your
ready
comfort
to
zone.
Yes.
Everything I'm getting ready to do is something I've never done and it's scaring me, so I know I got to do it.
Right.
I don't have a choice.
So how was it though when you like how did it feel?
Well, it was kind of like, because I'm sitting on the side, like I'm just watching the guys do what they do. I'm watching the camera crew. I'm like,
Did you pick up any pointers?
yeah, that, they do a lot of takes, and that's aggravating. That's real aggravating, all the takes. But to see somebody do a bunch of takes and then turn around and have to cut and chop all this down to then make this short film, it was like for hours, a whole day of work brought down to like 15 minutes. It was like, that's a lot. It was a lot of people involved with this. A lot, and it was from everywhere. It's just a lot of work, a lot of money. But it's like, you know what? I got to do it, because I can't keep sitting here watching everybody else's dreams come true. And I'm just like, oh, I wish I could do that. One day I'm going to do that. Like, I'm not going to be that kind of person that just wish I could do something. I'm going to do it. I don't know how it's going to get done, but I'm going to do it. I mean, rob Peter to pay Paul, tell cable company I'm going to be late. I don't know. Like, so I'm going to figure something out,
Just
but
you
this
gotta
has
make
to happen.
sacrifices.
That's how it's supposed to work. It's funny that you said that. I ain't want to share this, but you said something I'm gonna have to share now, because even with me doing the party thing, like, that the whole Magnificent Group Entertainment, it's supposed to be like a multimedia thing. I have scripts and I have little stuff that I've written before.
You already know though, right?
Yeah,
I ain't want to say
no.
that. That sounds like what you gonna share. Go ahead.
But and one of my aspirations would be to bring something that I've written to actually fruition, where I can actually see that. So somewhere down the line, I will be working on that, because I feel like even when you're writing material, I'm glad you said that you was doing it in a book and then now you deciding to do a film, because I'm saying to myself, I'm writing this stuff and it's already coming to me cinematically anyway.
Right.
So why not just make it cinematic?
Exactly.
Because think about it. You writing it is cool, but then you have people that's not gravitating to reading like that no more.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
being really outdated now.
Yes.
So and a lot of people's learning now becomes visual, auditory.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not so much that you're reading anymore. You're taking
Short attention spans and
very
everything.
So I figured the best way now to paint those pictures with the books is to put them on film. Very good idea.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Very good idea.
Exactly.
Get to work.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to work. But you know what? Mine is just definitely it's gonna be a message behind it.
Okay.
Along the lines of we talking with this reform and the prison or I'm documenting things like that. Like,
Okay.
yeah, but I haven't really figured out which direction for real that I really want to take it as yet. But we're gonna be documenting some stuff from the street. That's for sure.
All right.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, just
definitely.
don't put it all. Don't tell everybody everything. Just give them a little bit.
No,
now,
it's a
it's
little
on
bit,
them
man.
if they ain't paying attention.
No,
Now, because when that moment drops, they're gonna be like, "Oh, yo, I didn't even know."
Nah,
You wasn't paying attention.
It's
Like,
always
okay,
like that for me anyway.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just know that I'm leaking little things here. So when that time comes,
So
and
yeah, exactly. When it
I'm
when
not
it do
taking
come,
new
man,
friends
I love being
later.
the element
I'm
of surprise.
not.
I will tell you that.
not taking no new friends.
Well, definitely
That's
when you
it.
get those things together, you got to come back on the show. We can
Oh,
talk
for
about
sure.
that as
Like,
well.
nah,
Put it out
definitely.
there.
Because I'm going for broke this year too, man. Some things definitely got to be put in effect. So
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time where everybody creative juices are really flowing. This is the time to just really put everything out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just give them a little something, but don't give them too much.
yeah, but we working,
too
man.
much.
Please never, please believe. Just don't think because, and a lot of things too we see in social media that when you don't see anybody, it doesn't mean that
they are not doing
that.
Yes.
That something is wrong.
Right.
Some cases it may be, and in some cases the things aren't going wrong. You just feel like to detach from the matrix and
You
basically
have to. You really do
isolate
have to.
yourself and hone in with your creativity and your energy and question yourself, how do you feel about that, and move from there. What I hate to do is to feel like I have an idea and I'm on social media, and then because I see somebody write down, feeling like, is this navigating me towards there or what? So I don't like that. I like going off of my own spidey sense. If you
Right.
know, so I don't like to feel like, I'm reading this. You know what? Let me do this so that way when I wake up the next morning fresh, I know this is something meant for me. Not because I read that or I saw that or, nah, never.
So is there anything anybody wanna? We got 5 more minutes left. So anything anybody wanna?
Well, I just want to thank everybody that has been reaching out to me and messaging me, you know, about the things I have going on, the questions that people have been asking me lately, like people that are reading a book that know me and see me on a regular, and they're like, oh, let me ask you something about page 4, and let me ask you something about that. Like, I appreciate the feedback and stuff like
absolutely.
that. And it's starting to motivate more people to want to write books.
No, I'm running into so many people
lot
that's
now.
interested in writing books. You know, well, because as soon as I was talking to the girl at work, and she was like, "Yeah," because I was, "Oh, you want to?" Well, guess what? My homegirl, she has a publishing company. I could give you her information if you want to reach out to her. So, you know, but a lot of people are really getting into doing things.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people out here with a story to tell, and you know, you don't want to sit on social media just spewing everything. Like, that's just the place where you just get judged for the things that you put out. Why put it there? And it's a lot of people that went through a lot, and it'll explain a lot about why you are the way you are right now.
Yeah.
Because of some of these things you went through, but people won't understand that if they don't know where you came from.
Yep.
That's
But
true.
you know, you put this in a book, like, rather they want to look and read it to learn more about you is on them. But it's therapeutic. If you got something to say, you got a story to tell. Everybody's story is their story.
Right.
Tell your story. Nobody can say, well, that's not a good story. That's my story.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to like my story, but now I got that off my back. Now I can move forward with my life. I'm not holding on to the
Right.
things that I spoke about. I don't hold on to it no more. I let it go.
Right.
I've always wanted to write something, but I'm not at the point where I'm disciplined enough to actually.
You blog, you can do it.
But you right.
You
What
can
you
do
talking
it. You
about?
can
You
do it.
right.
I mean,
You
but
can
it's
do it.
something.
I
But
ain't
you know,
trying to
when
hear that,
you-
Tony. You right.
Nope.
When you,
right.
I mean, I blog, yeah, but it's totally different when you just sitting there and you be like, all right, I'm going to start recanting everything, because I would have to start from scratch because I don't journal anymore. So I would have to start from scratch and start from there to actually get into it.
And that is that uncomfortable place that you can introduce.
Well, I don't mind
yourself to.
telling
Like,
my story, girl.
it's
It's just sitting down. You know, I'm not even going to say, I'm just lazy as shit. That's
okay,
just what it is.
okay,
I'm going to call it what it is.
Okay,
Being
so we have to
lazy.
fix that. We gotta
Yes,
fix that.
absolutely.
It's still January, so
Very
the year
true.
just
Yeah,
started.
it's
Very true, very true.
Very early in the year, man. Very
Yes.
early in the year.
The
Yes.
fact that it's sitting on your brain,
It's been
like,
sitting for a while, though. It's been sitting for a while.
you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Tony's getting ready to write a book, y'all. So just stay tuned.
Tony writing the book.
Tony's gonna write a book.
But so that is our show for this week, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who has watched, subscribed, listened to our show on all platforms. We are on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker. We are everywhere. You could just visit
Everywhere.
The Lipstick Chronicles on IG and just click the link in the bio, and everything is just right out there for you.
Everything. Send your questions. You got something to say. You don't want to say it. You want us to say it for you. We will.
Yes, you can always
It's on-
send those emails to
Yes.
askthelippstickchronicles
Y'all hear that?
@gmail.com, and we got you. So, and that is it. That is our show. Thank you, guys.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace, deuces.